Welcome back to another Llama 37 production, and today we're going to be doing Chud or Not Chud, but I couldn't title the video that because I don't think that has a wide appeal. Would you click on a video that said Chud or Not Chud? Even though we're all Chuds, low-key. But really, this is actually going to be Am I the A-hole? But it is Chud or Not Chud. Catboy2093 says, hid some sped kid's glasses and he crashed out, and I didn't know if I was in the wrong or not because he was low-key evil, but he's also sped. I think you summed it up pretty well. I would say you're not a chud. So, for the purposes of this video, being a chud is the good guy, okay? That's not the a-hole. But if you're not a chud, then you're the a-hole. Okay, so that's going to get a bit confusing there. But it's just like chudology, and you would really have to look into it. You'd have to get on Reddit, bro. Okay, you'd have to get on Reddit and 4chan and stuff to even get this stuff, bro. This is high-level, like, Rick and Morty stuff. Okay, and if you can't comprehend that, that's fine. But just for the purposes of this video, I laid it out, so you should be able to get it. Not everybody can keep up on chudology. But yeah, this kid's retarded. So he's not, like, low-key evil. He's just low-key retarded. And it's not really his fault. He didn't pick to be retarded. I think you're not a chud here. I think you're a bad guy. How'd you even get his glasses to begin with? Did you run up to a literal retard and grab his glasses and then go ahead and hide them? Where'd you put them? Did you put them up the bus driver's hole? I did that a lot. Or, well, the bus driver was exploring my... I don't really want to tie... I don't know. I had a weird childhood, okay? And I had an even weirder relationship with the bus driver. And I would like to keep that private, personally. Donald Trump the other day. No, we're gonna kill people bringing drugs into the country. Like, we're gonna kill them. Like, they're gonna be really dead. Like, really dead. Dude, that was funny, bro. That's probably the funniest shit a president's done in a while. I give him props for that. Anyways, yeah, I don't know, bro. You even obtaining this retard kid's glasses is strange. Yeah, I think you're an asshole, bro. This sounds terrible. He's not low-key evil. He's just retarded. Super Takia says, beat the crap out of my little brother for drinking my Dr. Pepper. This wasn't the first time this has happened. They didn't put the happened. This has just happened. So this is well, I think this is the sped kid from the previous question. So this is the retard. And everybody's picking on this person. Everybody's taking his Dr. Pepper. By beat the crap out of them, they mean that, they went in like their little autistic brain and they were like, yeah, one day I'm gonna kill him. They put that up in their autistic brain. That's probably what happened. He probably didn't beat the crap out of nobody. This guy's probably soft as baby shit. I mean, he's so I'm gonna have to bleep out a lot of Why am I saying so much? I gotta bleep all of that out. So we'll assume you are not the sped kid, and we will answer this question. I think you are a chud. You are the good guy in this situation. It teaches your little brother that stealing is not okay, and that he has to get his own. He should have asked your mom for Dr. Pepper. He should go out and acquire his own Dr. Pepper. He should have asked you for his own. He should have asked his mom for his own. Yeah, so I think you're the chud here. This is good. You're teaching him a very, very important lesson. Also, why is your profile picture like a... let me get a closer picture. Why is this a picture of your back? Building my body one video at a time. Oh, this guy's a bodybuilder. Okay. Alright, Darky the Great 00 says I gooned the Llama Rider videos. This has been a problem since day one. You can go back to my very first Q&A videos, and I had hundreds of people telling me that they were gooning to my videos. This is a problem, okay? I mean, I am a guy who makes controversial statements. I'm not like, I'm not presenting myself as an object to goon to. So really, low-key, you're kind of r***ing me. And I don't really want to be r***ed anymore. Can you guys please stop me? Or should I be like Aisha Curry and have one of the most successful human beings of all time as my husband and get up on stage and say, I wish men would lust after me like they did other women. For years now, she has been just straight up embarrassing Steph Curry. And Steph Curry, once again, is one of the most successful people of all time. Probably like a top 5 basketball player of all time. And she decides to go up there and just humiliate him. You don't want to know why? She wants to be cool to all of her girlfriends that she's up there with. This is why you cannot let your girlfriend have fucking friends, man. You got to take them away as soon as possible And you got to keep her in the house and make her wear sweatpants and hit her. Cannot let these women have friends. My girlfriend has like 5 friends, unfortunately. Okay, and I know she cheats on me, and I know she makes fun of my small package. What am I gonna do about it, though? I love her. Okay, and we're in an open relationship, low key, so it doesn't even really matter, right? I personally am a very ugly dude with a lot of money, so I don't really get a lot of play. But, you know, she's a very attractive woman that I met on an app called Sugar Babies. Because, you know, I'm into, like, women that are like sugar or whatever. Sugar on my tongue, tongue, tongue. Why is Tyler, the Creator, talking about, why is a whole song talking about, and that's a commercial success. But God forbid, if I don't bleep out the word in this video, the video is going to get taken down, but he gets to become this global superstar, and his biggest song right now is him talking about man. Majority of popular music nowadays is just talking about watermelon sugar. Yeah, that's talking about. There's so much talk. Everything's about man nowadays. God forbid I say it in a video, though. It's gonna get demonetized because Coca-Cola doesn't want to put an ad on me talking about. They can, you know, have an ad with Tyler, the Creator, even though his whole song is literally about that. Mine's just 4 seconds. Makes no sense. What are we talking about? I gooned the llama rider videos? Yeah, quit doing that. I'm tired of being taken advantage of by you guys. I'm an unappreciative housewife that wants other men to lust after her, even though I'm a married woman with kids. It's the problem with social media. That's what it does to people. Nothing's ever enough once you're on social media. Everybody falls victim to it, right? I can sit here and be on my high horse here, but I fall victim to it. Nothing's enough for me. And that's because I've seen literally everything that's possible in life because of social media. It drives us to hate ourselves because we're not doing as well as this person that might not even be succeeding like that. They might just be lying, and they might be renting a Lamborghini, but in your eyes, you see them with the Lamborghini and you think they have it. The internet's mostly full of deception, and it's all lies, majority of it. So we have to learn to be happy with what we have and just keep moving forward in our life and not look at other people's lives as a guiding, because most of it's fake anyways, right? It's another person seeking validation for no reason. Anyways, this guy goons to my videos and he needs to quit doing it. Sorry to cut in here, but I got a couple of things to ask. May you please like the video. It really helps the channel, really helps the video. If you're not subscribed already, please consider subscribing. Also, use your hype points on this video. It's a new feature. I don't know. I think it's below the description. On the phone, I know it's with the comments. You just got to swipe over. Just hit use hype points. I believe it helps videos. Thank you guys for watching. Andrea Wilkinson. Is this a girl? If so, quit watching me. Go ahead and leave. But I keep smoking weed, but my parents really don't want me to, or my church. But it's goated to toke up. Love your videos, Rigby. Okay, that's completely ruined. I don't even know if I'm gonna answer now. What do you mean, Rigby? I don't do that Rigby shit. You smoking weed is a lot better than you smoking cigarettes or drinking, okay? And I know if you turn 21, your parents would probably rather have you drink. But for your health, weed is way better. You can get high and become sort of disoriented, but you get super drunk, like you don't even know what's going on. I don't understand why weed is so demonized. Now, do I smoke weed? No, I think weed's for losers. I think all drugs are for losers, but I think weed is honestly the best one. Smoking weed is not a bad thing as long as you're not drinking and as long as you're not smoking cigarettes or anything. Don't be concerned about what your church says. Definitely don't. I mean, it is literally a begging organization disguised as a charity. They ask for 10% of people's incomes to keep a church afloat. They were already afloat. The only thing you're doing is helping your pastor become afloat and become really fast in his new boat. That's all you're doing. He's buying a Lamborghini with your 10% parish or whatever it's called. Do not be concerned with what your church says. Now, maybe be concerned with what your parents want, but, I mean, shit, I'd approach them and say, hey, I'm not smoking cigarettes. I'm not drinking alcohol, even though they may demonize weed more than those things. Fuck them. At least you're not doing other stupid shit. Okay, now weed is stupid, and we shouldn't be smoking weed, but if you gotta pick one, you may as well do weed, I guess. Dwayne Ridgway Official says, brought my guitar amp to a show my band was playing after they said I could, got reprimanded for bringing my amp, and told we'd never play there again, supposedly, for no other reason than me bringing my amp. I'm not into all that, like, guitar, like, sissy shit. Okay, I'm not into all that. Hey, look at me, I'm awesome, I have long hair, I play guitar, and I your girlfriend, Llama Rider. I'm not into all that! You performative guitar, Puhunanis, or whatever you want to say. I didn't want to say the P-U-S-S-Y word again, because I'd have to bleep it out. Okay, so Andrea is a chud. Durkee the Great is not a chud. Sorry, I need to be a little better at doing the whole point of the video. But Dwayne, you sound like a chud. I don't really see a problem with this. This is stupid. Why are they mad that you're simply making the music louder? I'm not familiar with the guitar stuff. Disregard what I said earlier. That was me expressing my frustration with my girlfriend's obsession with this hot local guitar player. I say hot because other girls deem him as hot. I don't deem him as hot. I wouldn't do that. You sound like a chud in this situation. The event or wherever sounds like not chuds. They sound like assholes. Because what's wrong with you making the music louder and more enjoyable? Keep doing what you do. As long as you don't grow out that long hair and take my girlfriend from me. It's my fault, though. I should have been better. If you ever get cheated on, this is mostly for women, right? And you find yourself in this situation where you think it's your fault you got cheated on, that's not true. Unless, like, you're just a straight-up dog shit person. If you're just a normal person, it is not your fault that you got cheated on. That dude or that woman is the problem, and you need to dump them. You need to have some respect for yourself. Metal Capper says, you made me a gooner. How I did that, I don't know. I'll play a snippet from my latest Instagram video. Okay, and the caption of this one is, when you start J-word, you know, it to Fortnite shows, but realize there's genuinely levels to this shit. That's, so maybe I did. Maybe I did. You're the chud in this situation. I'm not the chud. Okay, I should have been better. I should have had better influence on my community. Currently, on my Instagram story, okay, I have approximately, I think like 100 stories up right now. So 100 individual posts. And about 30 of them are just a video of Yes King taking it for the first time, and he's saying, I'm new to this, bro. You giving it to me hella or whatever. I'm new to this. Put some curse words in there and it would come together. But maybe I have influenced my fans in the wrong way, and maybe that's a problem with me. But now that you guys are under my influence, all I can do is change. Okay, and one day I want to become Hokage, and I want to put an end to the evil in this world. I'm not on the Project Tsukinome. I'm not with all that. Obito and Madara are complete assholes, asshats. Even I'm not with that. I think we naturally got to do it. I don't think we can be under the guide of the Sharingan. I think we got to naturally do it. And I think Obito and Madara does not have his heart in the right place. He's mad about Hashirama beating his ass. I think Obito has his heart in the right place, but he's just got the wrong idea, and he's been influenced by Madara, the true evil in that situation. Obito is a lost boy from Netherland, and he usually hangs out with Peter Pan, and when they're bored, they play in the woods. That's all I remember. We gotta move on. Blaze Games 99 says, I gooned to your videos, King. Quit taking advantage of me. You're not the chud in that situation. I'm the chud. I bullied this kid with my friend on the bus, and she snitched, so I blamed the entire thing on him, and he got an assigned seat at the front. Junior 12043, you done ruined your boy's whole year, bro. He ain't ever moving from that assigned seat again. If you guys are in high school freshman year, he's gonna have 4 years of sitting in the front of the bus now. Which, hey, if he's black, it's not such a bad thing, right? I mean, they fought for that for many years. So him being in the front of the bus is actually kind of like a respect thing. So you, Junior, you kind of sound Mexican. Is that just like a Mexican name? I don't know. If your friend's black and you send him up to the front of the bus, to be honest with you, you're a patriot and you're all about BLM and stuff. And that's a good thing. You're a good guy. You're a chud in this situation if your friend's black. If he's something else, then you're an asshole because, man, now his whole year's ruined. You're kind of like a civil rights activist, low-key. You got to look deeper, okay? It's not just about the action. It's about the statement that the action brings. And it says that black people deserve to be in the front of the bus, which is true. They don't deserve to be in the back of the bus. I won't lie, bro. If I was shoved to the back of the bus, I wouldn't even mind. Shit, I like the back of the bus. You're like modern day Martin Luther King Jr., bro. Plasma6826 says, my friend, who's a veterinarian, once told me he'd set me up with one of his clients if I'm a child psychiatrist, set him up with one of mine. I said no, but I am still having second thoughts. Yeah, nah, this is like against HIPAA or some shit. I don't know. Don't be doing that. That sounds terrible. Delete those thoughts. You are not a chud. I'm a child psychiatrist. Okay, wait. So maybe I gotta analyze the situation. Maybe it's worse than I thought initially. What do you mean you're a child psychiatrist and you're trying to set him up with a veterinarian? Is this veterinarian 6 years old? Are you setting a child up with a full-grown adult and you're having second thoughts about doing this? You shouldn't even have had first thoughts. Dude, you're like Epstein. This is like an Epstein type of case. This is terrible. Oh, I'm a veterinarian. Oh, hell no. He's trying to set you up with a fucking dog? You're telling me you're exchanging a child with a dog? Oh, dude, I should have looked way deeper into this question. I initially had good thoughts. When I read the question, I thought you meant that he was setting you up with, like, the owner of a dog that's one of his clients. No, you are considering fucking a dog. And your friend, vice versa, is considering, a child. This is no good. This is terrible. This is truly terrible. You are not a chud in this situation. Also, in a lot of states, there's really no laws against bestiality, so who am I to, depending on what state you're in, it's probably not a big deal, to be honest. This goes right into the next question. Arcathan says, took advantage of the decaying corpse of a squirrel on the side of the road. This comment actually has a reply. Let's see what someone said. Wait, I thought we've all done this. What the fuck is wrong with my fan base? And that has 2 likes. People have determined that's a good comment. People are agreeing with him that we've all took advantage of the decaying corpse of a squirrel on the side of the road. Be honest with you, you're a chud. You're resourceful. This is good. This is good practice. Instead of letting that go to waste, you filled them up. And then if you ate it after too, God, man, you are a resourceful fella. This guy's a chud. This comment has 4 likes, by the way. He took advantage of the decaying corpse of a squirrel on the side of the road. 4 people saw that and decided that was a good comment, and they'd upvote that. They'd upvote that. Gabriel Lord lifts. Why do I have so many people who are into lifting? That's weird. Like 2. That's like a big percentage. Are we really? Do I really have the attention of the lifting community? Walked in on my parents doing it when I was a kid, 6 years old, and I went into the room to tell them goodnight, and they were just... Then they proceeded to get mad at me and ground me. As I get older, I feel like I was not in the wrong, but I don't know. You tell me, Llama Rider. Holy shit, the first real one. Just a pickle above this says I blew up a Burger King. Okay, Gabriel, thank you for giving me an honest, am I the a-hole? I'm going to start off by saying you are not the a-hole in some ways, but in some ways you are. You're a cock block, bro. Your dad was probably in there digging in her. You know what I mean? And you just... completely ruined his night because now as he tries to reinsert it after you leave the room, he's thinking, fuck, little Gabriel came in here. Man, now I'm thinking of Gabriel. Or if your dad is a sick individual, maybe you helped him out. Let's hope not. We're not gonna, say that. But statistically, there are at least gonna be a couple hundred pedophiles watching this video. Okay, I'm not saying that, I am saying statistically, there are a couple hundred pedophiles watching this video. Don't comment that you are that. I don't want to know. I mean, I want you to leave. Okay, but please don't comment and be like, hey, that's me. You got me. Hands up emojis or some shit. Don't do that, okay? In that way, you are not the chud because your dad... That's a good night for your dad and you ruined it, okay? Them grounding you is terrible. That's like if you gave them a very nice... hand-drawn birthday card and they grounded you for that. That's kind of what that is. It's like you were trying to be a good, gracious guy and they punished you for that. If anything, that could have led you down a path of evil. You could have decided that day that you are never going to do anything nice again because you only get punished for it and you're only going to do evil. Next time you might hop in there and join in. Okay, I'm getting way too far into this. Okay, to answer your question, you are a chud in this situation. Your parents are assholes. If anything, they should have came into the room and talked to you about it. But no, they said, fuck, get out! You're grounded! That's what they instantly did. Just the Pickle says, I blew up a Burger King. To be honest with you, good. People who work at Burger King are worthless. I made a whole video about this. And I hate the people who work at Burger King. They are despicable individuals. Good God, they're despicable. I mean, they make great food, but they probably shit in the burger. Absolutely hate Burger King employees. So you are a chud in this situation. Benjamin07. Oh my God, dude. This guy is freshly 18 this year. This guy is going to be able to make decisions that affect the world soon. And his name's Benjamin07. God damn it. I was at Epstein's Island, but I was only there for the kids, not anything else. That has 7 likes. What the fuck have I done wrong? That has 7 likes! It's one of the most liked comments on this whole goddamn post. Where have I gone wrong? How did I obtain such fans? Benjamin07 has a fucking Yoda profile, and he's talking about being on the Epstein Island for only kids, not anything else. If you look at, he was born in 2007, so therefore he's freshly 18. He was like 12 on the Epstein Island. Oh my God, it runs deep, huh? We got kids doing the kids now. If anything, that was just like a play date, bro. That wasn't even a big deal. You are not a chud. That was a play date. Yeah, that's not that bad. If anything, that was probably way better for the kids that you were there, the 12-year-old, instead of the 35-year-old Jew, or like the 50-year-old Jew, or the 47-year-old Jew, or the 46-year-old Jew, or the 45-year-old Jew, because we know who was on that island. Yeah, I would say you're the chud in this situation. That was probably the best thing they've seen in weeks. They were like, holy shit, we're going to play with Legos instead of playing with the Jews' bar mitzvahs. You see what I'm saying? Seabass V5Y says, I gooned in the school bathroom to snap spotlights. You're a chud. This is great, because who else is watching Snap Spotlights? You're keeping Snapchat in business. I think you're the only person watching Snap Spotlights. And the only reason I know this is because one day I accidentally swiped over. Not a lot of people are going to know this. Snapchat has a Reels service, or a TikTok, like, whatever, YouTube Shorts service. And they have that. Not a lot of people know it, but they do. So he's the only one watching it. This is not a bad thing. Also, let me go open Snapchat right now and see what's in my spotlights. Okay, so they've updated spotlights quite a bit since I've last seen them. That is literally just Instagram Reels now. Like, it's literally just a bunch of YouTube, like, Kai Cenat clips. Also, I saw a drama alert clip. Are you going in it to Keemstar? Is that what we're doing nowadays? Did you get a bit nostalgic? Did you get a bit nut-stalgic? Get that? Do you get that? Because it's nut. Anyways, Average Communist says, I'm 6'4" and I love goth mommies. Are you like Hassan Piker? Is he 6'4"? I mean, your name's Average Communist, so I'm surprised you stuck around this long. I'm glad that you did. Obviously, I'm very anti-communist. I think idealistically, communism isn't bad, but it just doesn't work. It never will work because there's nobody. You can't put somebody in power of a communist government and be like, okay, you got to be fair and you got to not pick favorites with your high class. Really got to stick to this idea that we're all the same. They're just not going to do that. So it's impossible. But you loving goth mommies isn't a bad thing. Why would that be a bad thing? I'd say you're a chud. At least you love women. Everybody else here seems to like dudes. So at least you like girls. Okay, this comment has a reply. Let's read the reply now. Boofhead Productions says, I didn't know I had a twin. You know what's funny? That has 0 likes. But once again, if we scroll down to the took advantage of the decaying corpse of a squirrel on the side of the road, the reply to that comment says, wait, I thought we've all done that. That has 2 likes. I have more people in my fan base that are in favor of taking advantage of dead squirrels than loving goth mommies. Are you 6'4" and do you date girls that are like 5 foot though? You at least got to date girls that are like 5'6". I'm like 5'9", and my girlfriend's 5 foot, but that's normal. You know, that's not that big of a height difference. But if you're like 1.5 foot taller than a girl, at that point, I don't know, bruh. You might want to head to the island, because that's weird. That's really weird. I mean, that's like a David and Goliath type situation. You know, you look like you're hauling around your daughter, and that's your girlfriend. I don't know. I mean, it sucks. Maybe you fall in love with a 5 foot girl, but you just got to say no, because it's weird. It's really weird if you're tall and into short girls, like really short girls. I'm into really short girls, but it's not weird because I'm not even that much taller than them. Or I'm into one short girl, let me clarify, before she comes home and, you know, clips my balls or whatever. That dude, 808, says, I am a very honest politician, and since my people can't afford healthcare, I sent $5 billion to Israel. See, now this is one communist, left-leaning thing that I'm into. I mean, there's a lot of things. I'm into gay rights, stuff like that. But I'm really into free healthcare. I think we should have free healthcare. Now, do I think we should have free food? No. No, I don't. But free healthcare should probably be a thing, and they should probably regulate healthcare, and maybe doctors don't need to make like $800,000 a year. Because think about it, right? A yearly bill for a doctor, let's say, is $100,000 for everything that they do during the year. If they're a reasonable person, if they don't, you know, splurge their money, which, to be honest with you, making that much money, why not splurge the money? But if I was a doctor and I made $500,000 a year, I would probably spend about $100,000 a year on bills, and I would just have $400,000 for nothing. And if I was a doctor, I wouldn't mind that. I don't mind having excess money, but to be honest with you, if we look at it like that, does someone need $400,000 extra dollars just laying around every year. No wonder there's a wealth problem. Now, if I was a doctor, would I be saying this? No, not at all. But they need to regulate the shit out of the healthcare system, and everything doesn't need to be so expensive, right? It's not good. It's not good. You're a chud in this situation. I think money going towards healthcare instead of Israel is a good thing. Joe Gatto. Crazy creative name, bro. No, I'm just kidding. He watches a lot, so thank you, Joe Gatto. But I'm a U.S. politician, and the people who I represent expressed that they need financial aid, so I raised taxes and sent the new money to Israel. That is what happened. Now, it depends on what type of financial aid we're talking about. If it's healthcare, I'm okay with that. I'm very okay with that. If it's helping poor kids, I'm okay with that. So that's the one thing. The only exception to food stamps, I don't think single people, anybody that is a normal aged adult, so like 20 to 50, maybe some older people should be on it. Maybe disabled people should be on food stamps. Maybe kids should have food stamps. But if you're a fully capable, normal person, or even if you're a couple, okay, and we were on food stamps as a kid, and it made no sense. I'm glad we had it because it's the only way I ate. But to be honest with you, my mom and dad should have just stepped the fuck up. We're talking about two, 25-year-olds that are fully capable working adults. And my dad even had a job, and he was making a decent amount of money for the time. And we still were on Section 8. We were on food stamps, and it made no sense. They don't need it. My mom simply needed to get a fucking job. They should look way deeper into the recipients of this shit, because it's our money going to them. But yeah, I mean, you can make the argument, oh, is the money better sent to Israel? Neither are good. We need to stop both. You know, I would probably rather have the money going to Americans, I guess. But still, that's a bad argument because we need to stop both. Okay, but still, my family didn't need it. I'm glad we had it because there's the only reason I was fed. The only reason we needed food stamps was because my mom and dad, my dad worked, kind of. I mean, he had a decent job. My mom was just refused to get a job, and she chose food stamps over being a financially responsible adult. And I think we didn't deserve it. We didn't deserve to be on Section 8. We have two fully capable adults in the house, and then at one point we had three. My grandpa moved in with us. And this, no way am I saying anything against my grandpa. But at that point, my grandpa and my dad working together, we made enough to buy a house if they were financially responsible. Instead, we were living in Section 8 because they chose to spend all their money on stupid shit instead of saving money, buying food, instead of new TVs and shit. I don't really understand. Quite frankly, I didn't understand as a kid where all the money was going. I mean, we had two people with full-time jobs, probably roughly making like $3,500, which is now, that doesn't sound like, even now that's a lot of money for Ohio. If you are a single person, you make $3,500 a month in Ohio, you're chilling still. But imagine like 10 to 15 years ago, they were making a decent amount of money back then. That was probably like making like $5,000 to $6,000 a month now. And we were on food stamps. How does that make any f***ing sense? Well, I know where all my grandpa's money was going. Unfortunately, he had been attached to a succubus at some point, and she was taking like half of his money, essentially. So, I know where... But still, that is his problem, okay? That's not the government's problem. The government shouldn't have to cover for the fact that he's attached to a succubus, my grandma, worthless person. That doesn't mean the government has to step up for that. That doesn't mean the U.S. taxpayers have to step up because my parents decided to be stupid as shit with their money. It's not the government's fault that you want to go out and party every weekend. How about you just feed your kids with that money instead? How about instead of buying weed, you just feed your kids so you don't have to suck off the U.S. taxpayer? Once again, the money's better sent to them than, I guess, Israelites. It's a bad argument, but I mean, I see where people think like that. I would say you're not a chud, or you are a chud, Joe Gatto. Anyways, that was it. Thank you guys for responding to the comment. I think there were some pretty funny ones in here. I would like to continue doing this, so if you like this, let me know. I guess comment, say something, and I would like to continue doing these. These are funny. I like doing this. I'm also considering doing a podcast very soon, and I will briefly talk about this. If you are a tradesman or you have a job that isn't like a Walmart employee, I mean, I guess maybe I would talk to like one, but obviously there's a lot of Walmart employees and stuff. If you are just a guy that has a normal job and it's not some kid shit, I would love to speak with you. So that could be plumber, mechanic, something like that. I want to do a podcast where I kind of just talk to normal, everyday people. Obviously, it's going to be funny. I'm going to ask stupid questions, so be ready for that. Still, I would love to kind of just provide some insight, and I think that'd be very interesting to people to see how a plumber thinks. see what the job's like. And I think this could also help inform. Obviously, I have a younger fan base. Obviously, I don't have like 4-year-olds watching me, but I think I have a lot of teenagers watching me and young adults and people who maybe don't know what it's like to be a plumber. Maybe they'd like being a plumber. Maybe they'd like playing with poop. Maybe they'd like playing with cars. And I think it could provide some insight while also being funny. So I want to start doing that soon. So if you, once again, are one of these trades, send an email to llama37submissions@gmail.com. No spaces, no capitals. I don't even think capitals matter, but whatever, no capitals. And I'm not going to provide a timeline for when I'm wanting to do this, but I actually do want to do this. The podcast that I was talking about in the past was way too like big scope. It was like a magnum opus type of project. It was like something that I want to do in the future. But this is much more easy to do, and it doesn't involve so much like planning like my other podcast idea. That podcast idea, if you listen to me talk about that in the past, I still want to do that at some point, but that's like, once again, a magnum opus type of thing. That's like a really high level production thing. This is more like easy to do, but still very interesting, I think. And once again, I'm not providing a timeline, but I do want to do this, and I think this will be a lot easier, so it shouldn't be long. Because I would like to have an episode out by next month. I really want to do a podcast. I think that is more my lane. Obviously, playing games and talking over them commentary is fine too. I think I'm more suited for just talking and comedy instead of having to play a game that I don't even like. Like, subscribe, all that bullshit. Use your hype points. I don't know how to do it, but use your hype points on this video. Bye.